aficionados, you know this sport, you've managed fighters, you've been around the sport. I'm excited for this one, but I will say this, and obviously I want to get your analysis on this. I feel as though this fight would have been great a couple years ago. I think Canelo has lost a step. I think
Oh,
Canelo is a touch slower. I know, listen, he's campaigned at what, a buck 68 for 10 of his past 11 fights. His career high was what, 174 back in 2002. They're both future Hall of Famers. They're both multiple division champions. This preconceived idea that Canelo comes in as bigger guy. That's not even the case if you look at the measurements and how they bear out. Here's my key, and I want to get your thoughts on this. I think Bud has to be first, start and finish. And I think if Canelo has an opportunity, if Canelo's going to win this fight, Canelo has to try to jump on Crawford early, because if he lets him get situated in those early rounds, he's going to start to pick him apart like he did with Earl Spence. And by the way, you on the air, you called that one. You said it was going to be a train wreck, and it was. So I think he's got to start early and often. And I think if for Bud, and if Canelo is going to win this fight, you got to take these rounds early and you got to try to jump on Bud. What do you think?
there there is no way to beat Terrence Crawford, and I'll say that. Excuse me. Coming out and jump on him and showing aggression, which shows Terrence is a great counter fighter as well. He he's great at timing shots. He's great at taking advantage of mistakes. He's great with coming forward, with pushing you back, standing in the pocket, slipping shots and landing punches at the same time. I mean, he's good at fighting on the retreat. Um, Terrence Crawford can do everything, and that's why he's great. The size advantage, I'm not sure that if that's going to be a problem. If Canelo, get off a good shot, whether or not Bud can take it. I mean, at the end of the day, these are two grown men in the ring. Um, I don't think that's going to be now. Canelo is a little stronger than people Bud has been facing because he's been taking shots from much bigger guys.
Yeah, but he's also looked slower. He hasn't. Listen, we know the power is always the last to go, right? But again, go back. You know, when Canelo fought Plant, younger, right? Now he's a little older. So I don't know. I look at the wear and tear at times, and I get it. He's got the power. You can't deny it. But I just think, from a technical standpoint, if Bud gets in there and sets the tone, I think he can frustrate Alvarez. Look, we know his style. Come forward, Mexican fighter, here we go. But go back to his last several fights. He's been very flat footed. So he's only throwing punches one at a time, B. So I'm not seeing these combinations. That worries me. That worries me. Like the punch output. If he's not throwing the combinations and it's in and out of the pocket, I think Crawford's going to, I think Crawford might be able to get a stoppage. That's what I think. So obviously, if you can hear me, you can weigh in anytime. All right, so I know it's going to happen. Yeah, you want to jump in and jump back out.
I can't hear nothing.
You can't hear nothing here. So hold on a second. We're gonna situate this because we got some good stuff. Quick timeout. We're gonna situate it. Hang tight, guys. Hang tight. Hang tight. Hang tight. We're gonna punch up Brandon in a second. By the way, it's not the Death Star mic. Death Star mic has nothing to do with it. It's not on my end. And we're gonna get to your comments. We're gonna get to your comments. It's not the Death Star mic, you guys, with the Death Star mic nonsense. It's not on my end. Brandon's sitting there in the nice Georgia weather somewhere with the breeze coming in. Yeah, exactly. So what I was saying, B, is that I think Canelo because if you look at the last several fights, little flat-footed, you know, hasn't really engaged in the pocket, not throwing a lot of combinations, more like a one-punch fighter here and there. I don't like that going into this fight. And if he comes off like that, then I think Crawford's going to be able to break him down. I'm not going to suggest he's going to get stopped, but then I think it might be a relatively easy fight for Crawford.
Um, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, Rich, but
Yeah,
Canelo's been flat-footed. He was flat-footed when he was 22, 23 years old. He's done all of this while being flat-footed.
yeah,
Always, his footwork hadn't always been the best, but he's always been able to outbox people. He has a great deal. I don't know if he don't have more skills than Bud does, in my opinion, but he has enough skills he stood in the ring with a lot of top fighters, and with that type of experience he's been in there with some really really good tough fighters, and I think that could be something that could take him later on in the fight that can win him the fight in the end in a decision. But I think Bud has the you know the, the capability of going in there, picking his spots,
mm,
being aggressive sometimes, being non-aggressive sometimes. Look like looking for holes. Like he's gonna switch it up. He can switch hit. He can go from southpaw to
that's
conventional. Like
right.
he can
Or
do
yeah, yeah, yeah.
everything. Like he can do
But Canelo's
everything.
seen
And
that too. Canelo's
and I
seen all that.
and I think with him being so just being able to to adapt to different styles and do different styles, I think that's going to be something that's going to be a problem for Canelo going down the fight. And I honestly love Canelo. I do. Ever since Canelo started speaking English, I was like one of the best fans of him. Right? It's awesome. Like listen to me talk shit and just like he goes off, man. And so I'm a big fan of Canelo, but I'm an even bigger fan of Bud. I think Floyd Mayweather is the GOAT. Floyd right now is my GOAT. I think if Crawford goes and beat Canelo, he's the GOAT for sure.
Wow. I mean, we're gonna have to save that debate for another day because you know how I feel about these debates and these rankings. You guys like to just pick on me when we start to talk about these different eras. And
Floyd Mayweather is the greatest fighter of all time.
oh, all right. Well, that's one man's humble opinion, right? All right. Who do you who do you
Richard,
like in
you
this
know
fight?
that. You know that as well,
Don't put
Richard.
words. Hey, man, don't put words in my mouth. Who do you like in this fight?
I'm going Crawford. I'm gonna go Crawford in a. I think he's gonna be on. I think he's gonna be stronger. I think he's gonna be able to hurt Canelo. You know, head wise. Yeah, like going to the body probably be a little bit. You got to go to the body throughout the fight, obviously,
Agree. Yeah.
change it up. But I think Bud is actually gonna destroy him pretty good and like feet, like hand in hand. I don't think he'll knock him out. But I think if there is a knockout, I think it may be uh, the other way around. But I think I got Bud winning the fight in the decision.
Kind of like how he broke down Spence, and
Right.
then he put away in that
12
one.
round masterclass.
Yeah,
Clinic.
yeah, that's
Yep.
exactly what you said. You
Yep.
called it prior too, right?
Yep.
I
12
remember
round
that.
masterclass.
Vince wants to know how do you feel about coaches and developing and scouting quarterback? He's seen a lot. I guess because the argument we've been talking about in the NFL is, it seems like they get these quarterbacks wrong.
Well, I think it's more of taking, not getting it wrong, but you want to take a guy out of an environment that he's been in for the last 3 or 4 years, playing with some of the most of the same people for the same 3 or 4 years, with the same coaches in most cases for the same 3 or 4 years. Now you take him out of that environment and bring him into your environment with different players, different plays, different coaches. You're not going to get the same thing right away out of some guys, and it don't matter if you can be a great quarterback developer, right?
Right, right.
None of that matters. Everything around that kid or that player changes instantly that he has to get used to now.
Yeah,
And you just never know the way. Same thing. You give people a ton of money in free agent. You give somebody 4 year, 5 year, $85 million deal to come in when you've been running routes for the same wide receiver, the same wide receiver coaches, the same head coaches, same quarterback. Now you got to come over here to this team with different players. You have to get used to stuff, and some things, it's just it takes time.
yeah. I don't
So
believe I'm.
just what it is.
I can't believe I'm actually going to ask this, but please, Brandon, does he go with Eli or Peyton Manning? Keep it 100. I mean, come on, man. Everyone knows Eli's your guy.
Eli's my guy. I'm not. I'm never picking any quarterback that ever touched the football throughout the history of the NFL over my quarterback. I'm never doing that. So
So 80 yards to go, two timeouts, under two
I'm going with
minutes.
10. I'm going with 10. If it's 80 yards to go and we can go win the game and he throw a pick, I'm going with that 10 too.
Yeah.
Every time. We're picking him up off
I
the ground and we trying again. Every time.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm going
I
with 10.
know. Hey, you listen. You know Eli's my guy. You already know that. I know. I asked you this when we were doing the pod, but a couple guys want to know. You know, we ask when we have athletes on, and of course, guys that win a couple rings. What was your welcome to the NFL moment?
It wasn't more of a game type situation. It was when I got that playbook the first time. Looking at the playbook, all the different calls, you got the same routes, different formation. You got the same play ran from a different formation, and the guy you're reading doing something totally different on the two different plays, but it's the same play. You have to remember what formation you have, or what route conversions you have in order to run your route. I need to know what Plexico Birds is doing over there at the X in order to know what I'm running. So I have to
Mm.
know what he's running, and I have to know what my route is off of his route to open up certain things, right? So it wasn't more of an NFL football, physical football situation, other than just getting that playbook and knowing how much stuff they had in there.
With that being said, I remember, and Kevin C, who chimes in, he's a big time from North Jersey, big time Giants fan. So, he wanted to know, as a young player, as a young running back, did it frustrate you to get goal line touches? I would think not, because you were getting in the end zone. But, from a football standpoint, early on in your career, when did you say to yourself, you know what, I can play this game at a high level?
My second year, my second year in the league, Tiki was going to retire,
Yeah.
and I was the third down back. My first year, I was the first. I was goal line and short yardage.
Yeah.
Right, I think I had a pretty good percentage, a pretty good win percentage. My rookie year, I just wanted to get as many of them as I could. Um, but Tiki was there coming into my second year. Went set up and watched film with Gerald, the running back coach. My off season, I'd be in his office, and we'll be looking at pass protections and going over who to block, who it is, because like we need to try to get you on the field more this year. So you can help our team. Like you bring a lot to us. We don't want you to just be short yardage and goal line where everybody know what's coming when you go in the game. We want you to be able to stay out there and run your whole drive and do your short yardage and goal line throughout those times. So we have to teach you right now this past because my rookie year I got kind of frustrated because I wanted to play, but I wasn't ready to play.
Mm.
I wasn't ready to play, and I wasn't gonna get my quarterback hit being selfish, asking for more snaps and more minutes and more playing time. Being frustrated. I get it, yeah, because I was a competitor. So yeah, so I was a little taken back by that, but in the grand scheme of things, I just wasn't ready to play. I wasn't ready to go out there to be out there my whole drive. I would
Yeah.
have quarterback hurt because I didn't know what I was doing until my second year. So my second year come around, I know all my route conversions. I know my pass pros. I know who's the mic, who I'm picking up, who's the line sliding to, if it's five down base or three down base, or you got these three guys, them two linebackers, I'm scanning for everybody else until you can actually learn that and go out there and be able to protect your quarterback. That's when you're okay to go play. So my first year, I wanted to play more, but I just wasn't ready.
Yeah, Man says Brandon was Chat GPT was around back then when you had that playbook. Yeah, I can't imagine trying to figure and decipher that out, man. That had to be annoying. But you got to study, right? You got to study.
And I got to tell you, my
Yeah.
rookie year, I barely did any studying.
Rip.
Barely did any studying. I wanted to make sure I was going on the right side to get the handoff most cases. I wasn't. I was just looking at that. I didn't really get the. I mean, we talk about it in meetings. We go through it. I see it. I hear it. But for me to put extra time in, I was just looking at this run on short yardage and this run on goal line. This play action. If we're gonna throw the ball while I'm in the game, it's gonna be a play action. I'm bumping. I'm going toward the defensive end on a three-step drop. They
Yeah.
slide, hit, they leave him open. I fake, hit him. That'll be the gist of my pass protection. And then I started putting more time in the off season and coming into that next season where I was able to play more.
Um, you think it's better to start right away or sit in the league? I guess, I mean, in any quarterback position, running back position, a little different, right? Sometimes you got to make your mark in special teams, but, um, what do you think? I mean, does it depend on the position if you're coming in?
It's, I mean, I still talk about. I'm still wild at some situations with some players like Adrian Peterson coming in as a rookie and doing everything he's done from that point forward, without having that guy in front of you, to mentor you and help you. I mean, I'm glad I had that. But I take my hat off to guys like even Cedric Benson came in. His rookie year, he played right away. Cadillac Williams, Ronnie Brown, a
Oh
lot
yeah.
of guys went in. They were starting. I mean, they were top five draft picks. Two, 4 and 5 were those three guys. So they had to go in and play right away. Adrian Peterson I think he was a first rounder, but I don't know how early or late he was. So he actually, the stuff he was able to do as a young person going in, I just don't think I would have been able to do that. But again, I studied the game. Not saying that they don't study the game. I understood where each of my linemen was going. I was never running the daylight. I had to really understand where they were going in order to know who's going to be the hard block for me, who's possibly going to get beat because the block is so hard that they're asking them to complete. So he may get beat. So I now have to watch him be coming from my blind side. Or if you get him, okay, this safety is blocked, but I know backside safety is not gonna block. So
Mm,
when I come out, I'm looking up for this safety to try to come get a free shot. Like I studied Jack Gerald, like he taught me the game of football, and as far as concepts and everything at my position, guy's a goat for sure. So I learned everything I needed to learn, before I can get out. Like my second year, going into my second year, I knew everything. I knew where each of my linemen was going. I could fill out a test and block it up. You put 3 or 4 different defenses fronts up there. I'm gonna block the play up to the play that we call them from 3 different formations. I had to learn all of that before I was ready to go. And again, I salute guys that go out there. That our offense was complex. It was, to me, it was. We had so many other things that we were just looking at. You're not just looking at blocking this specific linebacker and running the football. No, that's not what it is. It's a little bit more than that.
yeah. And you guys, like you mentioned, right? You guys, a lot of out of the flat, little screen passes, bubble screens, wheel routes. You had that one against Dallas down the sideline, the Gilbride offense, throwing the ball down the field, which, you know, I wish that was occurring. Scott says if Canelo lands a good amount of power punches and can show the judges Bud's hits aren't hurting him, but Bud looks better, can Canelo steal the decision or does he need to knock Bud down? So if Canelo wins this fight, does he have to knock him out? Does he have to knock Crawford out? You think he'll win it on the scorecards?
No, I don't think that. I think if anybody has to win on by knockout, I think it'd be Bud.
Bud?
Because I think Turkey has more money to make by making David Benavidez in the Canelo fight.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think the fix is already in for Bud. Bud's gonna have to stop him or make it a clear decision where it ain't no split decision. It's a master class.
Yeah. A master class, you just said.
Like 10 rounds to 2, 8 rounds to 4, straight just boxing, move,
Box
stick
and
power
dominate.
shots.
Yeah.
Bust
Yeah.
like cutting him up. Like he's gonna have to be that, and I think that's the way it's gonna be. You're not gonna be able to take the fight from Terrence Crawford unless it's close, because there is more money to be made with Canelo and Benavidez.
Interesting. And yeah, you're not going to get a rematch too if Crawford, you know,
No,
dissects him. Are you? I'm going to assume you'll hit the road tomorrow, right? Clemson and Georgia Tech.
yeah, not yeah. The game is here in Atlanta. I'm getting ready to go to my son's high school game now, though.
Oh no! All right. Well,
The game is here in Atlanta, so we're gonna catch more and go on
oh
into
yeah, that's what. How far is that from where you are?
35
Ah,
minutes.
that's a little smoke and joke drive. That's an easy drive for you.
We're gonna we're gonna hop on the train, man. We're gonna
Yeah,
hop on.
that's safer. How's your son doing?
He's doing
How are
good,
your
man.
sons
He's
doing?
developing. He's right on time.
Yeah.
Right on time. He gets some snaps. He plays and just trying to bring him in slow. You
That
know,
video of you guys working out, everyone was texting me. They're like, "Yo, man, is this your boy?" I was like, "That's Brandon." I was like, "His son. I don't know what they feed them down there, but he is a beast,
he
like
was
mini
he's a
beast."
bird. He was bird eater, man. He wasn't doing that much. It wasn't a whole lot of stuff that he was eating. Just a big kid. big kid, nice frame, good looking kid, um, athletic,
Yeah.
strong. Bends at 6'8", he has great bend.
6'8".
You know, so just looking forward to watching him develop in college, man.
That's awesome.
The line coach and just see where it goes, man.
That's awesome, man. God bless. That's fantastic.